Yeah, is my slide is visible? Okay, we'll start the class. Is my slide is visible? Kindly respond.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then we can start because of I don't know. I can't wait for some more time. Uh, but anyhow, we'll start. The express students is about 40, but unfortunately only 4 students are there. I'm also not okay. To altogether 7, including me. But anyhow, I'm not comfortable in teaching like this. I expect full strength will be there so that I feel motivation for me to deliver my lecture without dedicatedly. But anyhow, as even if one single person is available for the class, I have to take it. But anyhow, I just want to have introduction from you all. May I know Mamta Mahurji from where you are attending? Are you from which place? Yeah, please kindly interact. You can switch on your camera, please. Mamta Mahurji, are you from which place? Myself is, myself is, please kindly interact, respond to my queries. Myself, J. Chandrababu, presently working as Region Director, Central Project Control Board, Bangalore office. Earlier, I was in Delhi, in CPCB Delhi office. For 22 years, I was in Delhi. From 1st June 2022 onwards, I am working here as Region Director, Bangalore office. I dealt this, the hospital waste management subject when I was in CPCB Delhi office during the period 2009 to 17. I have played a key role in framing the Bhamat waste rules 2016, which were notified by the Government of India in the year 2016, and preparing the guidelines for the healthcare waste management, both for CPCB, and I am the key person in the framing the syllabus for IGNO and developing the course materials. I have played editor as in all roles for developing the IGNO course material in which you are joined and today you are attending the class. This is about myself. And let me hear from Dr. Minal Bhatia ji. May I know who is from which place you are attending, please?
Yes, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
So myself, Dr. Meenal Bhatia. I am currently pursuing my senior residency from Post-Graduation Institute of Medical and Research Institute, PGIMER,
Okay.
Chandigarh.
Chandigarh. Okay, okay. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay. 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 May I know Manta
So,
Maharji? Where are you from? You're Shamanta ji? Shamanta. Shamanta here, please. Where are you from?
Yes, sir. I am from ESIC Medical College, Bangalore, sir. Hello.
You're from Bangalore only. Okay, okay. You're from
Yes,
Bangalore
sir.
only. Okay. Yeah, you're from
ESIC
Bangalore only.
Medical College.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much. Then who is there? Somebody is
Yes,
there.
sir.
Sweta Murali ji.
Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Where are you from? Yeah, I can hear you, please.
Shweta from ESIC Medical College, Bangalore, sir.
Oh, okay. You're also from Bangalore only. Okay.
Yes, sir.
My office is
Thank you, sir.
near to earlier there was
Yes,
a
sir.
Pushpanjali Theatre, a place
Yes,
called
sir.
Nisarga Bhavana.
Shivanelli, sir.
My
Manjunath
office is here
Nagar.
only.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Basveswara Nagar, near to Rajanagar Metro Station or Warrior Bakery. Near to that
Yes,
place.
sir.
There is a
We are also staying
in
there
Modi
only, sir.
Hospital Road.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay.
Manjunath
Now let
Nagar,
us.
no, sir.
Yeah. I think somebody else has joined. Banani Bridaji. May I know from where you are, please? Okay. Let us start the course's syllabus is concerned. Today, the as per the task assigned to me by the IGNO, I had to deliver 2 topics between 3 to 4 on pre-treatment and disinfection, and one more topic there on the healthcare waste management in South Asian countries and its regulations in South Asian countries. And you all know that waste, depending upon the categories of waste are there. I don't know. Somebody might have taught you about the waste categories. Depending upon the classification of as per the source is concerned, waste can be classified into healthcare waste, agriculture waste, industrial waste, municipal waste. And according to the classification of biomedical waste, as per biomedical waste rules, the biomedical waste is categorized into 4 categories. One is yellow, red, blue, and white category biomedical waste. Whereas the classification of healthcare waste as per World Health Organization is There is the source waste, infectious waste, pathological waste, pharmaceutical waste, cytotoxic, chemical, radioactive, and non-hazardous waste. Therefore, as per WHO, the waste has been classified into 8 categories, whereas as per the Environmental Waste rules notified by the Government of India, healthcare waste is categorized into 4 categories. One is yellow, red, blue, and white. And the classification of waste as per hazardous nature. One is as non-hazardous and other one as hazardous. Under non-hazardous category, the waste like paper, plastic, tin, vegetables, all cover under the non-hazardous category. Whereas in the hazardous waste category, the industrial waste, including e-waste, radioactive waste, healthcare waste are also categorized as hazardous waste in nature. Whereas the physical properties of these concerned, waste is classified into solid and liquid, whereas the solid is further subdivided into subclassified into biodegradable waste and non-biodegradable waste. Whereas liquid waste has been classified as black water, grey water, and storm water. Therefore, black water is the sewage, while the grey water is the wastewater that is coming from kitchens and other areas. The storm water is the runoff because of the monsoon effect. These are the classification of waste is concerned. I think so. Somebody would have given these categories of waste when they have taught about the waste categories. As far as the pre-treatment and disinfection concerned, the content today that we are going to discuss is what the introduction, the concept of pre-treatment of biomedical waste, and need for pre-treatment of biomedical waste, and pre-treatment of how the waste is, infectious waste is pre-treated, and what type of technologies are there for treatment of infectious waste, and pre-treatment of liquid waste, what are the methods we can follow, and the environmental cleaning and housekeeping in healthcare facilities, management of discarded linen in healthcare facilities. This is what we are going to discuss on the topic called pre-treatment and disinfection. Before we go into the actual subject, I just want to review and recollect what you learned in my last class. There are various types of waste generated from the hospitals, which includes infectious or biomedical waste, municipal solid waste, hazardous waste or chemical waste, used batteries, electrical and electronic waste, plastic waste, construction and demolition waste, radioactive waste, liquid waste from laboratory, laundry, domestic, etc., domestic activities in the hospitals, etc., and emissions from boilers, DG sets, captive incinerators. These sort of the waste are generated from the hospitals. Therefore, hospital is a place where the all sort of waste, whatever you name, is generated. All this waste has to be managed as per in accordance with the respective rules notified under the biomedical rules. I also discussed that 80% of waste generated from hospitals, 80% of waste is general waste, whereas the 20% waste generated from hospitals is infectious and hazardous waste in nature. Therefore, the waste has to be segregated at source. We also learned in my last class there are 4 categories of waste: yellow, red, white, and blue categories of biomedical waste. Under yellow category, the human analytical waste, animal analytical waste, soil waste, expired or discarded medicines, chemical waste, the liquid waste, discarded linen, mattresses, beddings contaminated with blood or body fluid, routine mask and gown, and microbiology, biotechnology, and the clinical laboratory waste fall under the category of yellow category. And this yellow category waste can be treated, has required to be segregated either in yellow colored, non-chlorinated plastic bags or containers or other suitable packaging materials are assessed under the rules. And this type of waste can be treated and disposed of by incineration or plasma pyrolysis or deburial or as such under the rules. What type of technologies is generally incineration or plasma pyrolysis or deburial? Deburial is permitted for disposal of biomedical waste only when there is no any access to common facilities or in rural areas where there is no common facilities available. This is about yellow category of waste, the hospital waste generated from the hospitals. Whereas red category of waste is nothing but all infected plastic waste, where is nothing but it has to be segregated into red color coded yellow bag or the bag or container. And this red color, the red coded the waste, like especially the infected plastic waste, can be treated by the technology called as autoclave or microwave or hydroclave, followed by shredding is a must. I hope so. What is the purpose of shredding, please? Anybody can say? What is the purpose of shredding of this the plastic waste after treatment? Anybody can guess? Anybody can guess, please? Am I audible to you?
Sir, to reduce the size.
For
To reduce
recycling, sir. Sir, for
for
recycling purpose.
recycling purpose. Any other means? Okay, recycling to reduce the volume of the
Yes, sir.
plastic waste, reduction of the volume. Any other advantage, please? Main purpose of resetting is in order to avoid recycling or reuse. Therefore, the plastic waste after treatment has to be shredded in order to avoid reuse. Therefore, treated plastic waste should not be reused, it has to go for recycling. That is the purpose of going for shredding. And of course, treated plastic waste can be disposed of by through authorized recyclers or for energy recovery, or the plastics can be used for the purpose of recovery of fuel or diesel, oils, or for road making, whichever is possible. And this has to be disposed of only through registered recyclers for the purpose of recycling activities concerned. Similarly, we have next category is called as the blue category and white category. White category is concerned all the waste shops are required to be segregated into puncture-proof, leak-proof, tamper-proof white container, and these waste shops can be treated by autoclave or dry heat sterilization followed by shredding. Here also, the purpose of shredding or mutilation is to reduce in order to avoid reuse. Apart from all other advantages, whatever you have told already. And this waste can be disposed of by encapsulation after treatment in metal container or cement concrete. Combination of shredding come autoclaving can be used, and for after treatment of these waste shops, either by autoclave or dry installation, can be disposed of through foundries for the purpose of the recycling activity. Therefore, any waste after treatment only can be permitted for the purpose of recycling or for for recycling purposes through authorized recyclers. In case of the waste shops after treatment, these waste can be disposed of through iron foundries, so that they use this the waste materials after treatment can go for further manufacture of any other products. Or nothing is available, then it can be disposed of by sanitary landfill or designated concrete waste shop pit. I'll show you that examples how it has to be disposed of first. Whereas the glassware and infected metallic body implants has to be segregated in puncture-proof and leak-proof boxes or containers, and it should be colored with blue color. Marking should be there, and this waste can be disinfected using the hypochlorite solution of 1 to 2%, and after treatment, this waste also can go for further recycling activity. This is about 4 categories of healthcare waste is concerned. That is what you have heard. This is how the yellow color waste has to be segregated into the color coding form. And this only similarly in case of cytotoxic waste has to be segregated in yellow color coded bag or container, whereas the label you have to put it as C label. This is what yellow color waste, how it has to be segregated in the hospitals. Whereas red plastic waste generally are the source of generation of this plastic waste. The waste has to be mutilated in order to avoid reuse somewhere else. Therefore, after mutilation, it is suggested always to put into red color coded bag so that it can go for further treatment disposal. Similarly, all waste shops has to go into white color container, and these should be the tamper proof, leak proof, puncture proof container. Whereas the glass waste and metallic body implants can be put into the blue color coded the container or box, or you can put the blue color strap on the box so that whatever is stored is there is indication of waste stored, like glassware and metallic body implants generated from the hospitals. And whatever you take up the rules, they talk about segregation of waste as source, including environmental waste, segregation of waste as source, collection, safe storage, transportation, safe treatment, and disposal. These are the any rules you take, waste management rules, they all talk about the segregation source, collection, safe storage, collection, and the safe transportation, safe treatment, and disposal. Therefore, these are the components of waste management. And also, as a part of waste management hierarchy, most preferred option is the prevention of waste generation, and other options to be adopted is reduce, reuse, recycle, and recover the waste materials which are useful in nature, and any waste which is no more useful before its disposal, which is a final least preferred option. Disposal is the least preferred option. It has to be treated. Then such treated waste has to be disposed of into the disposal method such into the rules so that it's not going to cause impact on any environment or public. Therefore, these are about the rules. I don't want to repeat once again because we have already heard and we have learned very much. As for the environment waste rules is concerned, various technologies such as the rules are incineration, plasma pyrolysis. This is especially yellow color waste or highly infectious waste can be treated and disposed of by these technologies, whereas the plastic waste or the white waste waste shops or blue color type of waste categories like the glass waste and body implants can be treated or disposed of by autoclave or hydroclaving or dry heat sterilization or microwave. And shedding is a must in order to avoid reuse, and a combination of sterilization and shedding can be used. And wherever these technologies are not available as such about autoclave or microwave or hydroclave, then you can go for chemical disinfection using the sodium hypochlorite solution. What is the concentration? Anybody can say, please? 1 to 2% of sodium hypochlorite can be used as a chemical disinfectant, and the waste can be treated after ensuring the desired efficacy. And whatever the waste is treated are no more useful or can be disposed of by adopting various methods called encapsulation, sanitary landfill, or disposable deep burial. Deep burial is always allowed where there is no access to common facilities, and in rural areas only is permitted for disposal of waste by deep burial. And treated plastics for energy recovery or recovery of diesel or fuel or for road making can be used. If anybody wants to use any other technologies other than listed under the environment waste rules, then in such a case, the proponent has to submit the proposal for the purpose of the proposal to the ministry for the purpose of laying down the operating standards, and after preparing the operating standards that will be notified under the rules EP Act 1986, so that will act as a standards and for adoption of any new technology, and newly notified technology has to be adopted means then they have to comply to requirements of the standard operating standards notified under the rules, then only the new technology can be adopted. Therefore, for the purpose of laying down the operating standard for any new technology, proposal has to be submitted to the ministry. Ministry will give responsibility to CPCB for assessment of technology and to suggest the operating standards. Subsequently, after recommendation of CPCB, that will be notified under the EP rules. Then only that technology can be adopted for the purpose of treatment and disposal of biometric waste. Otherwise, you are not allowed to use the non-notified technologies. Only notified technologies has to be adopted for the purpose of treatment and disposal of biometric waste. Now, the various treatment options, any waste which is no more useful for recycling or reuse, then such waste can be sent for landfilling, and before landfilling of any waste can be requires pre-treatment in order to distract infectious nature of the waste. Therefore, various treatment options available for the technologies are the burn technologies and non-burn technologies. As far as the burn and non-burn technology is concerned, we'll discuss in length in the next class on that is on 25th. Definitely, that is the first topic that I'm going to deal on the burn and non-burn technologies. Whereas burn technologies, under burn technologies, the incineration and plasma pyrolysis is the technologies adopted for treatment of biometric waste and under burn technologies. Whereas in case of non-burn technologies, various technologies adopted are thermal processes, chemical processes, mechanical processes, and biological process. Of course, apart from the above, we have a microwave, hydroclave, autoclave, and dry heat sterilization. These are all these technologies fall under the thermal process, where the temperature is the mode of the treatment. Therefore, this will fall under the thermal process. Chemical disinfection process is nothing but where you use the chemical disinfectant for the purpose of treatment of the biometric waste, whereas the mechanical process may be shedding is also one mechanical process. Therefore, there is also one of the non-burn technology, but it is only used as a tertiary treatment process only. And we have got other biological process also for the purpose of treatment of the biometric waste. These are and as far as the biometric rules is concerned, we have on-site or off-site can be adopted. The yellow category of waste can be treated by incineration, whereas red category of waste, biometric waste, can be treated by autoclave or microwaving. After treatment, the waste has to be segregated. After that, the waste has to be disposed of through recycling, through recyclers only. Whereas white category of waste also can be treated by autoclaving or dry heat sterilization, followed by shedding is a must. And after treatment, finally, the waste can be disposed of through iron foundries or landfilling or concrete waste shop it. Whereas the blue category of waste has to be disposed of by adopting technology called disinfection, wherein you are going to use 1 to 2% sodium hydrochloride solution, and after ensuring the efficacy and the waste can be sent for final recycling. Glass waste and metal body implants are recyclable, and this will go after treatment only. Recycling has to be permitted. Without treatment, no waste will go for any recycling. Only after treatment and after shredding, then only that waste will go for final recycling. This is about the technologies available for treatment of biomedical waste, different types of the waste categories. And let us see what is the pre-treatment. Pre-treatment of infectious healthcare waste is concerned. In India, as per biomedical waste rules, it is mandatory for on-site pre-treatment of infectious healthcare waste prior to on-site storage and its disposal through a compost for further treatment in accordance with the prevalent rules. What is that? The pre-treatment options available. Pre-treatment is the step before subjecting infectious healthcare waste to the actual treatment and is imported on the healthcare facility itself, so that it helps in safe handling of infectious waste by the healthcare workers within healthcare facilities or during transportation or in composting. Therefore, we can ensure, in order to ensure safe handling of healthcare waste, the pre-treatment is a must within the hospitals, so that it's not going to cause any impact for the healthcare workers when they are handling the waste within healthcare facilities or during the transportation or in the compost. Infectious waste is pre-treated in a manner as prescribed under the biomedical rules. What is that? Or by WHO guidelines, and then sent to the compost for final treatment. What is that pre-treatment? Anybody can say, please? Anybody is having idea about pre-treatment of infectious waste? Yes, please. Anybody can respond, please? What type of treatment, pre-treatment of infectious waste is adopted in your hospitals? If you are having idea, anybody can say?
So microwave.
Yeah. What about
and
autoclave?
then autoclave, and then chemical disinfection.
Yeah. What you said is correct. Therefore, why you have to do pre-treatment is in order to minimize the risk for the healthcare workers while handling the biomedical waste. Therefore, healthcare professionals, rack pickers, waste handling workers, and health risk on these people can be minimized if waste is pre-treated. And unscientific management of infectious waste can lead to transmission of communicable diseases. Please remember this particular sentence, please. What type of disease may spread because of improper handling of waste is such as gastroenteric infections, respiratory infections, skin, eye, etc. And causes other infections such as human immunodeficiency virus. What do you mean by HIV? Human immunodeficiency virus. Infections may cause. It may also lead to the infections such as hepatitis B, C, E. It also may cause tetanus or septicemia and tuberculosis. These are the type of infections or diseases that may transmit because of improper treatment of the improper disposal of biomedical waste. And methods and standards have been prescribed under the biomedical rules for pre-treatment of waste. What is that? Under Rule 8, Sub-Rule of biomedical waste rules, which stipulates that the microbiology waste, biotechnology, and all other clinical laboratory waste shall be pre-treated by sterilization to log 6 or by disinfection to log 6 as per WHO guidelines. That is what we'll see. What is this and all? Risk, in order to avoid risk, minimize the risk for the healthcare staff and the waste handling workers or rack pickers, and to minimize the impact on the environment, the waste has to be pre-treated so that it is going to cause less impact for all the workers when they are handling the waste, and also less impact on the environment. Generally, pre-treatment of waste is practiced in healthcare facilities for the sharp waste. All hypodermic needles, syringes with needles, IV tubing with needles, the scalpel blades, contaminated broken glass, and lancers that have been removed from the original package will be pre-treated by the hospitals. Apart from this, there are cultures and stocks of etiologic agents and associated biologicals, which includes specimen cultures, cultures and stocks of the etiologic agents and agents requiring biosafety containment, waste from production of biologicals and serums, and discarded live and attenuated vaccines has to be generally pre-treated within the hospital. That is the requirement as per the hospital mandatory requirements. Apart from this, the human body fluids such as, which includes but is not limited to infected blood and blood products, serum and plasma, cerebrospinal fluid, the synovial fluid, pleural fluid, the peritoneal fluid, the pericardial fluids, and amniotic fluids are generally pre-treated. Then only these liquids are disposed into the drain. Laboratory waste. The waste includes but is not limited to infected disposable laboratory, the personal protective equipment such as gloves, gowns, shoe covers, masks, disposable laboratory plasticware, blood specimen tubes, devices used to transfer, inoculate, and mix cultures, paper and cloth which have come into contact with the cultures, and stocks of etiologic agents. All these will be pre-treated in the hospitals. Apart from this, infected glass slides, which are reusable in nature, they also will be like, infected glass slides, usually disinfected and then discarded as solid waste, or sometimes after ensuring proper treatment, these glass slides are also reused. Apart from this, why you have to worry about this? Why? But the biomedical waste, which should not be incinerated, is like, pressurized gas containers should not be incinerated. Otherwise, it's going to cause blasting effect within the primary chamber of the incinerator. Therefore, pressurized gas containers should not be incinerated, and large amounts of radioactive chemical waste should not be incinerated. Several salts and photographic or the radiographic waste are not required to be incinerated because of this sort of waste will contain the silver that can be recovered because of the silver is also a precious metal. Halogenated materials such as PVC plastics should not be incinerated. If you incinerate this sort of plastics, you are going to generate the dioxins and furans. Therefore, you remember this when you incinerate polyvinyl chloride plastics, which are chlorinated compounds. If you incinerate such waste, it's going to cause the carcinogenic toxics such as the dioxin furans. And waste containing mercury, cadmium, and other heavy metals such as broken thermometers, used batteries, and dead-lined wooden panels cannot be incinerated. Otherwise, the mercury becomes volatile in nature at the room temperature itself. Therefore, when you incinerate, that mercury waste will be a part of the environment, and that causes that will definitely reach into the food chain that will affect the health of the public also. Therefore, the waste such as mercury, cadmium, and other heavy metals such as broken thermometers, used batteries, and lead-lined wooden panels should not be incinerated at all. Sealed ampoules or vials that may implode during the combustion process should not be incinerated. Radioactive materials should not be incinerated. Pharmaceutical, the thermally unstable conditions, such waste cannot be incinerated below 1200 degrees centigrade. That has to be incinerated at high temperatures, so that generally these pharmaceutical waste will have the chlorinated compounds that has to be disposed of only through at high temperature. Therefore, all this sort of waste cannot be incinerated, and this has to be proper technology has to be used for the purpose of the treatment disposal. As far as the pre-treatment, as per biomedical rules is concerned, yellow category of waste such as chemical liquid and chemical liquid waste has to be neutralized, and this has to be stored properly in the container. The chemical liquid waste shall be pre-treated before mixing with other wastewater by means of neutralization. Therefore, chemical liquid waste, you have to see that what is the pH nature of the chemical liquid waste. Depending upon the pH of the chemical liquid waste, you have to decide what neutralizing agent you have to use for the purpose of neutralization of that particular chemical liquid waste generated from the hospitals. And after neutralization, that chemical liquid waste can be disposed of into drain, and which is connected to ETP, so that the before disposal of that treated waste can be ensured proper treatment through the existing ETP in order to meet the discharge norms stipulated under the rules. And yellow category waste, one more is there, like a biotechnology, microbiology, and the clinical laboratory waste requires pre-treatment. This waste can be pre-treated either by adopting sterilization or by chemical disinfection as suggested by WHO guidelines. Let us see what are these technologies. Therefore, Schedule 1 of the rules prescribes that pre-treatment of yellow category waste destined to be incinerated can be pre-treated only by non-chlorinated compounds. Means any waste is destined for incineration cannot be cannot be treated by chemical disinfectant. That means any waste treated by chemical disinfectants, that waste cannot go for incineration. That is the meaning of this particular statement. Therefore, only any waste pre-treated using by autoclave or microwave, such waste can go for the incineration. Whereas the chemical disinfection method can be adopted by using the chemical disinfectants, using the sodium hypochlorite solution of the 1 to 2% concentration, wherein the chlorine, residual chlorine will be around 30%, and the duration of the treatment using chemical disinfection should not be less than 20 minutes. At least 20 minutes should be there, and always should be more than 20 minutes. And you can use, if required, you can use another chemical derivatives such as equivalent chemical derivatives such as chlorine derivatives, ozone, chlorine dioxide. Please remember these sort of disinfectants. You may get the question from this. You may expect the other chemical derivative like chlorine derivatives such as ozone, or any other the disinfectant you can use like a chlorine dioxide, the peracic acid, lime solution, dry inorganic chemicals or enzymes can be used for the purpose of the treatment of any waste by chemical disinfection methods. And of course, by using chemical disinfection, you have to achieve the log4 efficacy. May I know, somebody can respond, please. What is the response of the log4? What do you mean? How do you define log4 efficacy?
Sir, log 4 is 99.99% efficacy.
Yeah, the reduction. Therefore, efficacy should be you have to achieve about 99.99%. Whereas the sterilization, you can feel that is the highest level of dissection or inactivation of pathogenic bacteria, and using equipment such as autoclave. You can use the autoclave or microwave and dry heat sterilization treatment technologies in order to achieve the efficacy of in order to reduce the microbial load by log 6 log 10. That means you can achieve the efficacy about 99.9999% of reduction of the bacterial load can be reduced by adopting the sterilization technology. Therefore, always sterilization is more preferred than chemical disinfectant. When sterilization equipments are not available, then you can go for chemical disinfection. Therefore, the efficacy of chemical disinfection is less when compared with the efficacy of sterilization. Therefore, the sterilization is always reliable, whereas chemical disinfection is not reliable. Therefore, always it is suggested for the purpose of pre-treatment of the waste is concerned, always try to use the technologies such as autoclave or microwave or dry heat sterilization equipment. If these equipment are not available and no other option is available, if no equipment or these equipments are available, in such a case, you can go for chemical disinfection. That is what you call using the sodium hypochlorite solution or equivalent chemical disinfection. You can use it also. If you are using hypochlorite solution, then it should be about 1 to 2% of the concentration, and residual chlorine should be up to 30%, and duration of the treatment should not be less than 20 minutes. At least 20 minutes duration of treatment should be adopted in case of chemical disinfection, so that you can achieve at least log 4 efficacy. Whereas sterilization, if you adopt technologies such as autoclave or microwave or dry heat treatment is adopted, you can achieve the efficacy about 99.9999%. Therefore, sterilization is more effective than the chemical disinfectants. That is the technologies of pre-treatment of the waste is concerned. Disinfection, the efficacy or efficiency depends on operational condition with what treatment equipment you are using. What are the operating conditions that you are maintaining? Suppose if you are adopted the autoclave, then you have to at least maintain temperature of 121 degrees centigrade and a pressure of 15 psi, and duration of the treatment duration should not be less than 60 minutes. Therefore, here when you are adopting the autoclave, then you have to adopt the technology, at least the autoclave that operate technology at 121 degrees centigrade, 15 psi pressure, and not less than 60 minutes. Therefore, duration that you have to adopt. And secondly, the disinfection efficiency depends upon the quality of chemical use. In case if you are using chemical disinfectant, if the no adequate residual chlorine is not available, then you cannot achieve desired efficacy. If the hypochlorite solution is not having adequate the suggested percentage, then also will not achieve adequate desired efficacy. Therefore, the disinfection efficiency depends on the quality the quantity of chemicals used also for the purpose of treatment of biological waste, and also contact duration. Therefore, if you are using autoclave, then you have to operate the sterilization duration should not be less than 60 minutes. You have to operate the autoclave at least for a period of 60 minutes. Whereas if you are using chemical disinfectant, you have to use only not less than 20 minutes. It should be at least 20 minutes time. Contact time should be used in case of chemical. Whereas in case if you are operating or the autoclave using the autoclave, in such a case, autoclave duration of treatment of waste should not be less than 60 minutes. Therefore, if you adopt the desired temperature, pressure, and duration, then only you can achieve desired efficiency. And also extent of contact between disinfectant and waste surface. For example, if you are using chemical disinfectant and if size of the particles of the waste which need to be treated is whose size is more, then penetration of the chemical disinfectant may not be there. It may not go into the deeper depth of the mass of the waste that you are going to treat using. Therefore, if size is very less, the penetration of chemical disinfection also will be there so that it can ensure proper efficacy. Therefore, it depends upon extent of contact between disinfectant and the waste surface. If the surface is lesser the size, then you will have more and more surface area. Therefore, you can ensure proper the disinfection of the waste when you are using the chemical disinfectant, or even the size of the waste should be very less. Then you can ensure proper efficacy even if you use the equipment like autoclave or microwave. Penetration of chemical, that also depends. Efficacy also depends on the penetration of the chemical into the waste and organic load of the waste. And apart from this, operating temperature, humidity, pH levels. These are the factors that affect or the disinfection efficiency depends upon, and you have to consider into so that you can achieve desired efficacy of the waste treatment. Pre-treatment by autoclave, you can adopt, and you all know that how the waste has to be treated by autoclave. The equipment which you can see in the down below is the autoclave. It's a big size autoclave. It will have a trolley for feeding of waste, and then you can maintain the desired temperature, pressure, and the duration afterwards. You remove the waste and dispose of for the purpose of recycling. Similarly, you can use our hydroclave is nothing but the type of autoclave, whereas the microwave is where the technology, the heat of the treatment mode is the microwave. You are using as a treatment technology. Therefore, you are going to ensure proper treatment by adopting the microwave also. Dry sterilization, in the last class, I showed you the demonstrated equipment, how it looks, the equipment, for dry sterilization. Of course, only in Delhi somewhere they are adopted, not in somewhere in anywhere else. These are the equipments which they use autoclave, where steam is the media of treatment, and you have to in order to maintain desired temperature, pressure, and duration. There is equipment, recording systems are there, so that you can maintain desired temperature and pressure. And once it is operated, then waste can be the further treated and disposed of by recycling only. These are the microwave technology, and which can be adopted for the purpose of pre-treatment of waste. Whereas the standards for autoclaving. Yes, please.
Sir, are you changing the slides?
Yeah, I'm changing the slide.
But it is just one slide is showing.
Let me.
Not changing, sir. It is
I'm
not
sorry.
displaying.
No, is it right from the beginning? It is not changed, or normally it is not changing?
So right from the beginning. I thought you are teaching from that slide only, but then again,
Yeah, can you see my PPT?
yes, sir.
Can you see autoclave now?
Yes, yes, sir.
Is it changed now?
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
One person is changed, somebody is saying changed, other person is saying not changed. Is it okay now, changed or not changed?
Yes, sir, yes, sir. Now it's visible.
Okay. Can you see the slide, standards for autoclaving?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Therefore, autoclave has to be operated at a temperature of 121 degrees centigrade and a pressure of 15 pounds per second, 15 pounds per square inch or 15 psi, and not less than 60 minutes. Therefore, this is the duration. Remember this temperature, pressure, and duration. These expected questions for your exam. Higher the temperature, you can reduce you can go for higher pressures, and you can minimize the treatment duration. Okay, and the very test conducted for achieving the efficacy of the autoclave is, there are two tests. One is conducted, one is called routine test, and this test has to be conducted for every batch. Whereas in case of sport test, this sport test has to be conducted when you are treating the waste using autoclave, and by the vials or spores are there, like biological indicator, like geobacillus, astrothermophilus. Spores have to be used for the purpose of ensuring efficacy of autoclave. Can you see my change in the slide, please, now?
Are you changing it, sir?
Yeah, I changed standards of microwave. Now, can you see my slide?
No, it's same standards for autoclaving.
I don't know, something wrong. Can you see the slide now, please?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, the standard for microwave. Here, microwave is the energy we use for the as a mode of treatment of the waste. Whereas the efficacy, in order to achieve the assess the efficacy of microwave, generally we use spores called Bacillus astrophis spores, and these spores can be used for the purpose of the assessing the efficacy of the microwave. Here, microwave is the mode of treatment of the energy which you use for the purpose of treatment of the microwave. But otherwise, the principles are same here. Whereas in case of autoclave, we use steam as a mode of treatment, whereas in case of microwave, we use a microwave as a mode of treatment. Similarly, when it comes to the third technology is there, like the dry heat sterilization. This is also simply like a dry air, heated dry heat air we use. We circulate into the system where the waste is kept for a temperature, and we maintain the temperature 185 degrees centigrade, and residence time of not less than 150 minutes. Duration is maintained, and sterilization period of 90 minutes has to be maintained definitely. Then only we can achieve the efficacy if you use dry heat sterilization technology for the purpose of treatment of waste as a pre-treatment option. Generally, these technology can be used for the purpose of waste shops only. Only for waste shops can be treated using this technology. And generally, the test conducted for us achieving the efficacy of this particular technology is biological indicator of geobacillus stereothermophilus or bacillus astrophis spores are used generally for the assessing the whether the technology has achieved log 6 efficacy or not. Of course, for every this test has to be conducted for every once in 3 months, and record has to be maintained. Routine test is a once in a week. The test has to be conducted using these strips or tapes. It is a simple technique you all might be knowing. Of course, in the last class I told this is these pores which we can. Can you please see changing the slide, please?
Yes, sir. Yes, now
No
it's,
problem.
it's
Here,
yeah.
these are the spores which you can, the strips you can use. These are the strips you have to place along the waste before putting into the autoclave. After putting this waste into autoclave, you have to maintain desired temperature, pressure, and duration. After that, when you take out the strip along the waste, the strip should have change in the color. This color changes only when you maintain desired temperature, pressure, and duration only. That indirectly indicates that if there is a change in the color as suggested by the supplier, if the change in color is there, that indicates that you have operated the autoclave as per the desired temperature, pressure, and duration. Then only the color change. Otherwise, if no change in the color is observed after treatment of the waste using this autoclave, that indicates that you are not maintaining desired temperature. Therefore, you have to once again retreat the waste, then ensure efficacy. Whereas similarly, the spores also can be used for assessing the efficacy of the autoclave. Here, the spores are while kept along with the waste, and desired temperature, pressure, and duration maintained. After the desired temperature, pressure, and duration maintained, take out the waste where where you also kept the spores. Take out the spores, then you incubate the spores for a desired for a period. If there no any change in the color of the spores, that indicates that all spores which are there have been killed. That means you have properly operated your equipment of desired temperature, pressure, and duration. If there is a change in the color is observed in the vial or spores, That indicates activity is there. That indicates you have not killed all the spores when you operated the autoclave. That means you have not operated the equipment properly. Therefore, the spore test has to be conducted at least the once in a week, whereas strip test has to be conducted for every batch and record has to be maintained. Can you see my next slide, please?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Apart from this waste, there is a pre-treatment of liquid waste is also required. Like the non-hazardous chemicals such as syrups, vitamins, or eye drops. This waste does not require any pre-treatment. It can be discharged into the drain, and this drain water has to go for further treatment and disposal. Before disposal into the layer, any other body or any other mode of disposal, that has to be treated properly through the treatment the processes. Small quantities of rinsing liquids from surgical theaters also can be discharged. Of course, after discharge into the drain, that drain water has to go for further treatment, and then only it can go for into other mode of disposal. The various types of categories of liquids are there which requires pre-treatment or wastewater streams in healthcare facilities like diagnostic centers, laboratories, laundry generating chemical liquid waste has to go for treatment. This waste cannot be discharged directly. Therefore, this liquid waste has to go for pre-treatment. Faces or the vomit during an outbreak of cholera, etc. All these are the infectious liquid waste. It has to go for the pre-treatment. Therefore, it has to be pre-treated using sodium hypochlorite solution. That is the easiest way of treatment, or you can use lime or other means, lime milk, so that you can ensure proper treatment before disposal of this sort of liquid waste. Dental department, especially any waste is generated, it may contain some sort of the mercury content. Therefore, earlier they used the dental departments used to use mercury amalgam or the mercury-based thermometers or sphygmomanometers. Therefore, if there is a breakage of thermometers, they used to discharge all the liquid mercury also into the drain. That might have causing the problem. Therefore, now the mercury is not a part of the any. I think so. I don't think so. Most of the hospitals they have converted into digital thermometers or sphygmomanometers, and some other substitutes have come in case of the dental departments. In place of mercury amalgam, they are using alternates now. Alternates are available. Most of the hospitals they are not using any mercury-based amalgam also, but only some government hospitals they are using mercury-based amalgam in dental department only for the demonstration purpose. Other liquid waste from radiotherapy department, all these liquid waste from these radioactive departments have to be treated and disposed of, especially the wastewater like urine of patients from the thyroid treatment or storage for decay in a secure dye away machine until background concentrations have been treated. Therefore, radiotherapy department liquid waste has to be treated, then only that liquid waste has to be disposed of. Without pre-treatment, that liquid waste from radioactive therapy department cannot be disposed at all. Apart from this, kitchens entails a grease trap is a must. Kitchens, wherever the kitchens are there in the hospital, the liquid waste generated from the hospital has to be, at least they have to have grease traps, oil and grease traps, so that whatever the oil and grease is there, that can be removed. Therefore, any waste, liquid waste generated from this sort of liquid waste, whatever is generated from the hospital has to be pre-treated. Then, because of their highly infectious nature, then after pre-treatment, that wastewater can be disposed into the drain. Then, the wastewater from this drain is connected to sewage treatment plants or any other plants. They will be properly treated and discharged. As far as the chemical liquid waste is concerned, these are the methods can be followed for the purpose of neutralization of chemical liquid waste. Therefore, any chemical liquid before discharging through the wash basins, etc., try to collect them into the chamber, which is connected with the neutralizing agents. Once the chamber reaches desired depth or so, automatically dosing happens depending upon the pH nature of the liquid waste, and there will be mixing provision. Once the neutralizing is mixed up with this chemical liquid waste, once a desired temperature, the desired pH level is achieved, then that waste is treated and disposed of. Therefore, chemical liquid waste treatment, pre-treatment is nothing but neutralization. Depending upon the pH nature of the waste is concerned, liquid waste has to be treated and neutralized using in case of pH which is acidic nature, the liquid waste has to be neutralized with the alkali. If the pH of the liquid waste is alkali nature, then that alkali liquid waste has to be neutralized with the acidic neutralizing agent. Therefore, ensure the pH level of the chemical liquid waste is achieved in between 7 to 8.5. Once the liquid waste has achieved about pH about 78.5, then generally it can discharge into drain after neutralization. And housekeeping is a must. You have to use sodium hypochlorite solution of at least the 10% concentration you can use for the purpose of cleaning of all the surfaces. And the cleaning may be done using clean cloth, clean water, or sometimes detergent and water for appropriate cleaning. Microbial inactivation efficiency should be ensured at least 4 log 10 when you use chemical disinfection. Of course, you can check this efficacy using Bacillus subtilis spores. Inorganic chlorine solution is used for spot disinfection of the countertops and floors. Therefore, you can use the chlorine solution for the purpose of spot disinfection of countertops and floors. This is what the environmental cleaning housekeeping in consent. Always remember, any waste treated by chemical disinfectant cannot go for incineration. Otherwise, it is going to cause dioxin fuels emissions. As far as the management of discarded linen in healthcare facilities, as far as rules are concerned, biomedical waste management rules stipulate that discarded linen, mattresses, beddings contaminated with the blood or bloody fluids is categorized as a low category, and this waste can be treated by incineration, or it can be treated by non-chlorinated yellow plastic stored in non-chlorinated yellow plastic bags or suitable packing material, and this waste can be treated and disposed of by incineration or plasma pellets or for energy recovery. In absence of above facilities, generally the discard linen and other mattresses can be they're disposed by confined shedding or mutilation or combination of confined inside. You can use use the waste for further treatment by hydroclave or microwave, and you can dispose of this waste as a solid waste. As far as the pre-treatment is concerned, we have got the menu technologies is like autoclave or microwave or dry heat sterilization as a pre-treatment option for the purpose of pre-treatment of the infectious healthcare waste. Whereas in case if autoclave, microwave, or dry heat sterilization is not available, in such a case, you can go for treatment of such waste by chemical disinfection. Therefore, chemical disinfectant generally we use the hypochlorite solution of concentration about 1 to 2% and having residual chlorine about 30%, and that chemical disinfectant when you are treating the waste by chemical disinfection, the duration minimum you have to maintain is about 20 minutes. And whereas in case of chemical liquid waste is concerned, you have to neutralize the chemical liquid waste before discharging to drain. This is as far as the pre-treatment and delivery is concerned. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Otherwise, you can go for next topic, please. Any questions?
Sir,
Yes, please.
yes, sir, can you? Yes. So, sir, I always get confused with this how the disposal is going to be. Even if I read it like many times, so I get confused about the disposal.
Sorry, there was a call. I had to attend that call. Therefore, I could not answer. Please, kindly, man. Please, you can have a discussion, please. Any questions, please? I think so. You have raised some question, please. Can you repeat your question? Any questions, please? If no questions, then we'll move to other topic, please. Is it okay? Therefore, we also today, can you see my slide, please? Can you see my slide, please? Are you there in the class, please? Okay, then we'll have a break of 5 minutes. Then we'll have the class after 5 minutes, please. Yeah, we'll have 5 minute break, please. We'll start the class at 4:25. Okay. Yeah, I'll go to the next topic. Can you see my slide, please? Can you see my slide? Yeah, please. People have to respond to me. Otherwise, I know.
Yes, sir.
I
Yes,
don't know
sir.
whether you are there or not. Nobody is responding. I'm not. I'm feeling very bad.
It's visible,
Yes.
sir.
Yeah, please. Can you see my slide, please?
Yes, sir. Sir, are you changing it? Sir, you are on mute, I think.
Can you see my slide? Okay.
Yes, sir. I can see it.
Okay. Thank you very much. Therefore, I'm just changing. Can you please confirm me? Is it changed? Slide
No,
change
sir.
or
It's
not?
infectious waste or biomedical waste. That slide
No,
is
no,
showing.
no. Regulations. Is it changed? No, not changing.
No, no, no.
What is happening here?
Now, sir.
Now, okay. Can you see now?
Yes, yes,
Changing?
yes, yes.
Okay, I can't go in a slide mode. Only I have to go show you like this one. We got various regulations as far as in India is concerned. We got Water Act, that is the notified in the year 1974. Whereas we got Air Act in the year 1981. We got the Environmental Protection Act 1986. Under the Environmental Protection Act, we got various provisions which includes Public Liability Insurance Act, Manufacture, Storage, Import of Hazardous Chemicals rules, Hazard-based management handling rules in the year 1989. Of course, these rules were replaced with the hazardous and other-based management and transponder rules 2016, the chemical accidents rules 1996, biometric-based management handling rules in the year 1998, and these rules were replaced with the biometric-based rules 2016. Apart from this, we got recycled plastics manufacturing usage rules in the year 1999. These are replaced with the plastic-based management rules 2016. Municipal solid waste rules are there under the Environmental Protection Act since 2000, and these rules are also replaced with the Municipal Solid Waste Management Rules 2016. We have got noise pollution regulations since 2000. Batteries management handling rules are the notified in the year 2001, and these rules are also replaced with the battery management rules 2022. Consent demolition rules are there available under the EP Act 2016, and e-waste management rules are there also there under the Environmental Protection Act. These are the various rules are notified by the government of India for the purpose of management of. Can you see the change in the slide, please? Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Therefore, as far as the biomedical rules is concerned, we have discussed at length what are the biomedical rules notified by the government of India in the last class. I don't want to say once again. And of course, there are 18 provisions in the biomedical rules, and there are 4 schedules which talks about segregation of waste, then standards for treatment disorder of biomedical waste, and Schedule 3 talks about who are the authorities responsible for enforcement of the rules, and Schedule 4 talks about the label for biomedical waste containers or bags and label, and when the waste is transported from the source of generation to treatment facilities. And there are 5 the forms which talks about the accident reporting, or the form 2 in order to obtain application for authorization from the state board or renewal of authorization, it is submitted in form 2, whereas form 3, the authorization will be issued by state board within 90 days of submission of your application in form 3, and all annual report information has to be submitted by the healthcare facilities by 30th of June every year in form 4, whereas I'm sorry, 1 minute please, let me attend one call is there, official call I have to attend. Therefore, there are the 5 forms, and one more form 4 is you have to submit the annual report information by 30th of June every year. And in form 5, whenever there is an appeal from the any direction passed by the state board, from the receipt of the any order within 30 days, you have to make appeal in form Y to the Secretary Environment to the government of the respective state government. Then that will be disposed of within 90 days by the appellant authority of the appeal. As far as the regulatory authorities for enforcement rules is concerned, in India, central ministries are responsible. Regulatory authorities are Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Ministry of Animal Husbandry and Veterinary, and Director General Armed Forces and Medical Services, and CPC. These are the agencies in the central ministries and central agencies responsible for enforcement of the Bomb Request rules. Whereas the state level, we have got state government or UT administration in the respective state, and in the respective state, we will have the state political board, whereas in the UTs, Union Territories, we will have pollution control committee. You have to remember these things. The states regulatory authority for enforcement of the rules is state political board, whereas in the Union Territories, regulatory authority for enforcement of the Bomb Request rules is the pollution control committee. Whereas all the army hospitals will fall under the purview of the Director General Armed Forces Medical Services, that is DGFMS. Okay, this will not fall under the purview of the states. And at the state level, state health department are also responsible for enforcement of the rules. Apart from the state health department, we have state animal husbandry and veterinary department that are responsible for enforcement of the rules. Apart from this, local and urban bodies are also responsible for the enforcement of the rules. As far as the India is concerned, these are the authorities responsible for the management of rules, and each and every authority has been given role. What is that role is concerned? The Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, they got their role is making policies concerning bomb waste management in the country and providing financial assistance for training and awareness programs on bomb waste, facilitating financial assistance for setting up or upgradation of common bomb waste treatment facilities, and undertake or support operational research and assessment with respect to the risk to environment and health due to bomb waste. Constitution of Monitoring Committee at the central level, in order for ensuring implementation of the rules in the country, and hearing appeals and give decision made in Form 4 against order passed by the prescribed authority in case of armed forces healthcare assessment. In case of first, the appeal can be made at the state level to the state secretary environment department, whereas armed forces healthcare assessment, if they want to make appeal, that make appeal only to the secretary Ministry of Environment Forest. And also ministry's role is to develop standards or manual for trainers and training, and notify the standards or operating parameters for new technologies for treatment of boundaries. These are the role and responsibilities given under the given to the Ministry of Environment Forest. Whereas the role of central or state Ministry of Health and Family Welfare is grant of license to healthcare facilities. The role of the Health and Family Welfare Department at the central level as well as the state level. Monitoring, refusal or cancellation of license, responsibility of the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare or state health departments. Publication of list of registered healthcare facilities is the responsibility of the health departments, both at central level and state level. Undertake or support operational research and assessment is the responsibility of the central and state level health departments. Coordinate with the state political boards for organizing training programs, and constitute the expert committee at national or state level for overall review and implementation of the rules, and organizing or sponsoring of trainings for the regulatory authorities and healthcare facilities on bomb waste management related activities. Apart from this, sponsoring of mass awareness programs is the responsibility of health department at both at central level and state level. Apart from this, CPCB, we have to prepare the guidelines, coordinate with the state boards, conduct training courses for authorities dealing with the management of bomb waste, lay down standard for new technologies is the responsibility of CPCB, lay down criteria for establishing conferences in the country, also ran an inspection of armed forces healthcare facilities or healthcare facilities and conference facilities in the country, review analysis of data submitted with the state boards annually, and also inspection monitoring of armed forces healthcare facilities under the armed forces medical services. And also undertake or support research or operational research regarding bomb waste. This is the role given to CPCB by the rules under the. As for the roles have been prescribed under the Ministry of Defense, also they give authorization for the forces healthcare establishments, which will not fall under the purview of the states. Of course, they will, all the army hospitals will fall under the purview of the Ministry of Defense only. Whereas the state government is concerned, that ensure implements the rules in all healthcare facilities or all years, allocation of adequate funds to government healthcare facilities for bomb waste management, It is the response of the state government or UT administration, procurement, allocation of treatment equipment, and make provision for consumables for biomedical waste management is the response of the state governments or UT administration. Constitute state or district level advisory committees and undertake the under the district magistrate or regional district magistrates in case of district level monitoring committees, and advisory state committee has to be constituted at the state level. Advisory committee has to be constituted by the state government or UT administration. Similarly, state boards are there. They also have to give authorization. They have to compile the data and submit the annual report to CPCB, and also grant or renew or suspend or refuse cancellation of authorization is the responsibility of the state procurement boards. Bonding has to be ensured by them. Training has to be organized, and also they have to submit periodic function under these rules. Assembly Ministry of Forest has to be carried out in other functions. Apart from this, the local bodies are there. They are required to ensure allocation of suitable site for development of farm facilities in the respective jurisdiction. Therefore, in future, if any town or is going to be requires any conference, then in order to meet the future demands for ensuring proper treatment of waste is concerned, local bodies have to ensure allocation of the suitable site when they are developing the plan, town planning, etc. They have to allocate suitable site so that in future any waste treatment facility is required in such within the jurisdiction they can develop. Of course, monitoring mechanism at the India level is at the central level. We have got Ministry of Environment Forest. I told you Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, CPCB are there, and at the state level, State Department of Health Department and the State Political Board is there. And whereas in case of ETs, the Pollution Control Committee is there, whereas advisory committee of the state governments will be there in order to review the monitoring mechanism for ensuring proper biomedical waste management. At the district level monitoring committee of the state government has to be constituted. This is what. Therefore, this all we have discussed already. I don't think so. This is required to be discussed once again. All these committees is concerned. Therefore, these are the legislations as far as the in India is concerned. Of course, there are some sort of constraints for the management of biomedical waste in the country, and they are like the responses are there more and more increasing in responsibilities of the state boards, and ensuring waste management in healthcare facilities is a challenge. Education awareness has to be arranged by the both at central level, at the state level, the organizations, and the sanitary landfills are not available for disposal of treated waste, and emission standards have to be complied with. Because of the complying to the new standards is very difficult task. Therefore, the treatment facility operators have to ensure compliance to the norms prescribed in the rules. These are the challenges in the countries concerned as far as the biomedical waste management is concerned. Coming to the legislation, Bangladesh is concerned, they don't have they have only the medical waste management and processing rules 2008 promulgated by the government of Bangladesh. These if you refer to these rules are similar to that our rules notified by the government of India in the year 1998. They all simply followed our rules by giving other name called the medical waste management and the processing rules 2008. And these mandate segregation of waste as source as per 6 color coded. In our case, 4 color coded containers bins have to be adopted, whereas here the suggested 6 color coded bins. Specifications for containers have been suggested, label has been suggested, and a standard for operation treatment equipment has been suggested by under these rules. Separate collection, transportation, final treatment is by city corporations has to be done. The responsibility of the city corporations for collection, transportation, treatment, and disposal of the healthcare waste generated from the hospitals. Now, of course, apart from these rules, in Bangladesh, they have notified national guidelines for medical waste management in the year 2016. And similarly, we have got of course, in comfort with the medical waste management and processing rules, the government of Bangladesh has identified a prescribed authority for granting authorization and for implementing rules. The prescribed authority shall function under the supervision control of the Department of Environment or Ministry of Environment Forest. And the prescribed authority or committee may comprise representatives of various departments: Department of Environment, the Power Savas, that is municipal corporations or municipalities are the Power Savas in Bangladesh, and development authorities, Director General of Health Services, Bangladesh Medical Association, and NGOs. They will be a part of the committee. They grant authorization or for the operation of the healthcare facility. Coming to Bhutan is concerned, they don't have any separate legislation for biomedical waste management in their country, Bhutan. Of course, management of waste, the biomedical waste is covered under Waste Prevention and Management Act 2009, and Waste Prevention and Management Regulation 2012, but they don't have separate legislation for biometric waste management, as we are having in India. First edition of Infection Control and Healthcare Waste Management Guidelines developed in 1994, and now it is revised, and revised version has been given in the year 2014. Medical waste are mainly 8 categories, as divided categories as infectious, hazardous, sharps, pharmaceutical, chemical, pathological, heavy metals, and general waste. These are the 8 categories of waste defined in Bhutan, and they are managed as defined under Waste Prevention and Management Act 2009, as well as the Waste Prevention and Management Regulation 2012. Waste are segregated into using color-coded bins and transported to the treatment site in designated trolleys. And main treatment options followed are autoclaving and chemical disinfection. They don't have the technologies like incineration or plasma pyrolysis and other technologies. Only the simple technology they are adopted for treatment of biometric waste is autoclaving and chemical disinfection only. That is about Bhutan is concerned, whereas the Indonesia is concerned. In Indonesia, Health Minister Decree number 1024/2004 on hospital environment health requirement. These are the requirement to be complied with in case of Indonesia. Minister of Environment and Forest Regulation under number P.65 notified in the year 2015, and these are the guidelines related to waste management of healthcare waste. That is the technical guidelines and requirement of healthcare waste management is they have to follow for ensuring waste management in the hospitals generated from the various things. Similarly, government regulation number 6 issued in 2013 requires all hospitals to be assessed with a rating system ranging from black, red, blue, green, and gold. Therefore, they have to segregate the waste in accordance with the black, red, blue, green, and gold color coding system. Black, no efforts taken to manage healthcare waste, whereas the blue requires the implementation of environmental management efforts are in accordance with the law. Red, the environmental management efforts are not implemented in accordance with the law. And green and gold is concerned beyond criteria or compliance is more than what is required. That means they have to take care of the various aspects in accordance with the law. The rules are not so much stringent, of course, stringent. Penalties are there in case of non-conformity. According to Article 41 of Law Number 23 of 1997 on the environment, those damaging the environment can receive a maximum sentence of 10 years in jail and a maximum fine of about $60,240. That is US dollars. In the Indian Ocean rupiah, it is about 500 million in the local currency. However, if the damage leads to death, the maximum sentence is 15 years in jail and enhanced fine. Therefore, as far as the violation is concerned, they got stringent measures under the various laws. They levy penalty, including putting in sentencing in jail. Whereas in case of regulatory mechanism in Indonesia is various agencies responsible for the dealing with the hazardous and biometric waste management in Indonesia is Ministry of Environment, Ministry of Health, and local authorities. But in case of we have got in India, various central level ministries and state level departments are responsible for management of healthcare waste in our country. Therefore, different countries are having their different mechanism. Similarly, in case of Nepal is concerned, Nepal also does not have any separate rules, policies, or regulations, whereas all this management is done under the rules called Solid Waste Management Act 2011. Therefore, under the Solid Waste Management Act 2011 only, these rules are implemented. Healthcare waste management guidelines, the 2014 issued in the Nepal Environment Ministry, which provides minimum standards for healthcare facilities. It focuses on safe and proper techniques for the segregation, collection, transport, storage, treatment, and final disposal of healthcare waste. It supports for non-burn and green technology. The National Immunization Injection Safety Policy mandates the use of all disposable syringes in immunization program. These are the waste, how the healthcare waste is managed in Nepal is concerned. Of course, recently we are trying to support Nepal and Bhutan for healthcare waste management by providing the various technical support to them. I think they are getting the support through UNDP, and India is also trying to help this in every countries for management of healthcare waste in accordance with the law, which is followed in India also. As far as the very departments who are responsible for management of this the healthcare waste is the Ministry of Health, Ministry of Population and Environment, Ministry of Local Department, Municipality of Kathmandu, National Health Research Council, Royal National Academy of Science and Technology, non-governmental organizations. Apart from Department of Health Services, regional health directorates, and district level or public health officers, which monitors the health activities, including healthcare waste management. Whereas various legislation in Sri Lanka is concerned, the Environment Act 1980 with its amendment in the year 1988 and amendment in the 2000 are the basic legal document that regulates the hazardous waste and consequently the healthcare waste management in Sri Lanka. Therefore, they don't have separate rules, and under the National Environment Act notified in the year 1980 and also further amended in the year 1988 and in the year 2000, they try to regulate the hazardous waste as well as the healthcare waste management in Sri Lanka. Biomedical waste management is a legal requirement under the legislation of Central Environment Authority, effective from 1st February 2008. There is a national policy on healthcare waste management in Sri Lanka is concerned. Color coding is there. Waste transportation has been suggested. Treatment of waste from healthcare facilities has been included under this national policy. Wastewater treatment is a must as per national policy on healthcare waste management notified by the Sri Lanka government. Occupational safety of waste handlers. Considering all these things, the national policy on healthcare waste management has been given by the guidance has been given by the notified by the Sri Lanka. Coming to the regulatory mechanism is concerned, the National Environment Act of 1980, the regulatory mechanism is all facilities should receive a license from the Central Environment Authority in order to undertake activities that result in discharging, depositing, or emitting waste into the environment. The licensee has the obligation to clearly identify the waste stream, maintain records, train, protect the staff involved in the waste management, and have regularly updated emergency action plan in case of spillages or accidents. List of activities for which environmental protection is required is provided. It includes all kinds of incinerators and crematoriums and all kinds of hazardous waste disposal sites. Therefore, various mechanism is there in different countries and that is being followed for ensuring proper management. In case of Thailand is concerned, waste generated during the medical diseases or disease, immunization or experiments, autopsy or examination of animal carcasses, including research, are deemed infectious waste. Therefore, definition of waste is different in different countries, whereas waste generated from in the process of diagnosis or immunization of human beings or animals or research activities or the treatment of human beings or animals and waste dependence or dependence biomedical waste in India is concerned, whereas in Thailand, waste generated during the medical diagnosis or disease or immunization or experiments, autopsy or examination of animal carcasses, including in research, are deemed infectious waste. The waste management system is similar to other countries where waste is segregated at source using color-coded bins, then transported in the separate trolleys and to dedicated waste storage rooms, then sent to various off-site waste treatment centers. At the center level, various agencies responsible in Thailand for management of waste is concerned are Department of Environmental Quality Promotion, the Pollution Control Department, precise guidelines, of course, Department of Health, Ministry of Public Health, local administrative organizations are responsible for management of waste, and Thailand is concerned. In Maldives, we have got the Ministry of Health developed a national healthcare waste management policy with the support of WHO in 2015 and the policy endorsed in 2016 by the government of Maldives. Of course, based on the national waste policy, the hospitals, healthcare centers, and clinics should manage waste produced by giving necessary support and cooperation with the councils. National healthcare waste management policy notified in 2016. Entities responsible of each authority or for management of healthcare waste is Ministry of Health, Ministry of Environment, Environment Protection and Agency, local councils are responsible for management of healthcare waste generated from the hospitals. Whereas in case of Myanmar is concerned, no separate regulations are available in Myanmar country or Burma for the management of healthcare waste. Some options identified are on-site the steam autoclaving, offsite wet thermal treatment facilities, mobile wet thermal treatment, and then sanitary landfill as disposal sites. Ministry of Health Sciences is responsible for framing the guidelines in case of Burma is concerned. They also don't have any separate legislation. But most of the South Asian countries, they don't have any the proper regulations. Only India has got proper waste management rules for ensuring proper management of the bound waste is concerned. But anyhow, at the national level, there should be a national waste management authority for waste management is concerned. In order to frame relevant rules by issuing of gazettes, rules, or documents, in order to develop and maintain awareness programs, and also to oversee and monitor periodically the implementation of the laid down policies and rules are concerned. There should be a nation-based management authority in all the countries in order to have powers for issuing instructions, initiate punitive legal actions against the defaulters, in order to have separate budgetary allocation, to have a separate research and developing wing for developing innovative approaches, ideas, and product technology. There should be the national level waste management authority in all the countries so that they can frame requisite rules or regulations and they can take appropriate issue guidelines and rules so that waste generators can be managed in environmentally sound manner. These are the existing legislation in SEER countries, Southeast Asian region countries. In case of India is concerned, they got all sort of rules are there, guidelines are there for the purpose of development of biomedical waste management. It is just to conclude this the today's topic on existing legislation for in SEER countries. Whereas in Bangladesh, they got biomedical waste management and processing rules 2008, and it mandates segregation, collection, the separation of the transportation and disposal. Or in Bhutan, they don't have no separate legislation for biomedical waste management. But in Indonesia, policies in place for healthcare waste management is there. Government, the regulation regulates, categories the 6 color-coded waste and requires hospitals to be assessed with a rating system ranging from black, red, blue, green, and gold. Based on this rating system, what measures they have to take and all has been defined clearly in Indonesia. Whereas in Maldives also, Ministry of Health and initiated development of healthcare waste management policy, the support of WHO in 2015, and the healthcare waste management strategies has been finalized recently only. Now they make about euros. As in case of Myanmar is concerned, no separate legislation for management of healthcare waste are there in Myanmar. Whereas in case of Nepal, the healthcare waste management is managed in accordance with the Solid Waste Management Act 2011, and whereas the National Immunization Injection Safety Policy document is available, and whereas in case of Sri Lanka, National Environmental Act regulates healthcare waste management, whereas in case of Thailand, rules and regulations regarding solid waste and hazardous waste management and the nation waste management master plan has been drafted now. I think so they would have notified also, which I am not aware. I will try to find out. As far as these waste management rules and regulations are concerned, in the Southeast Asian region countries, this is about the various regulations available in these countries. But anyhow, compared with other countries, India has got all sort of notifications, and we are ensuring proper waste management in all respects. Whereas the the authorities in as far as the regulatory authorities, whereas in India is concerned, MOEF, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Director General Armed Forces and Medical Services, at state government at the state level, and CPCB at central level, state political board at state level, or political committees in union territories levels, and the local urban bodies are the responsible authorities for management of healthcare waste in India. Whereas in case of SEER countries like Bangladesh, the prescribed authority will have representation of Department of Environment, the Paurasevas, development authorities, and DGHS, Bangladesh Medical Association, and NGOs are responsible for enforcement of the rules. In Bhutan, National Environmental Commission responsible for monitoring compliance performance. Whereas in Indonesia, agency dealing with hazardous and hazardous the biomedical waste management or Ministry of Environment, Ministry of Health, and local authorities. Whereas in Nepal, the act relevant to healthcare waste management are Ministry of Health, Ministry of the various regional authorities are Ministry of Health, Ministry of Population and Environment, Ministry of Local Department, the Municipality of Kathmandu, Nepal, National the NHSRC, and the NGOs are responsible for enforcement of rules. Whereas in case of Sri Lanka, the authorities responsible for enforcement of the rules are the Central Environmental Authority and Ministry of Health. Whereas in case of Thailand, Department of Environment Quality Promotion, Pollution Control Committee, and the Pollution Control Department and the local administration organization are responsible for the enforcement of the rules in case of healthcare waste in other SEER countries. Whereas in India is concerned, Ministry of Environment Forest, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, the Director General Armed Forces Medical Services, and the state level at the state level, state government is responsible. CPCB at central level is responsible for enforcement of the rules, and at state level, state political board in the respective state or political committee in the union territories are responsible for enforcement of the rules. Therefore, this is about the mechanism as far as the monitoring mechanism and quality assessment is concerned. In India, we have got state level advisory committees there. They will ensure enforcement of these monitoring and quality assessment healthcare facility capacities. At the district level, we have got district level monitoring committee. At central level, the Ministry of Environment Forest is the regulatory authority. They review implementation of the rules at central level once a year. CPCB can inspect any industry which includes hospitals or COM facilities in the country, and we will monitor the healthcare facilities apart from armed forces healthcare facilities under Director General Armed Forces Medical Services. Apart from these, at state level, SPCBs and PCCs in the union territories are responsible for monitoring the compliance of various provisions under the rules. And of course, these are the regulatory authorities at state level, at the central level, and various committees have been constituted in order to, apart from the district level and state level advisory committees, there is a central committee, central monitoring committee is also there. They review the enforcement of the rules at least once in a year, and they will have interaction and they will take necessary measures for enforcement of the rules. As far as the regulatory mechanism is concerned, this is the topic, and I hope so you understood very well. If you have any questions still, you can talk to me, you can ask me so that I can clarify, or else if you want to communicate me, this is my email and mobile number, you can talk to me separately also. Any questions, please? Any question?